everybody. The clan's all here. Joe's going to be talking about Demolition Derby safety today. So, what are you going to talk about a little bit?
Well, fair season's coming up for a lot of people, us included. And I always get to thinking about those guys.
I just saw the dog.
There's guys that only run once a year. And I see some little bit sketchy stuff coming out of them. And I was one of them at one time. Well, I still am. But I'd like to pass on a little of the stuff I learned over the years that might keep you safe so you can run next year and the year after and don't end up in the burn unit or in the hospital.
Alright, so let's get started. Okay.
Now, I've been doing this stuff for almost 20 years. Been around them for longer than that. But I made a bad mistake on this last car when I built the cage. I was so concerned with building a strong cage that I didn't take into consideration that I was going to be sitting on this side. And you can see this C-channel here that's recycled, by the way. I won't buy a new metal for a cage when I can recycle the stuff. But I had those pointy edges pointing right towards me. And we took a wide open door hit. It was accidental. I understand that. Nobody's used to laying off a passenger door. But and it got into my ribs, pretty hateful, and kind of knocked me stupid for a little bit. And so I said that night, I said, I need to pass this on to everybody. If we're going to use this C-channel, I know it's nice being able to put your other bar on the inside here, and it's locked in there. I really like that. But what I should have done was box this in so I didn't have those sharp edges here, because it really hurt. It knocked the wind out of me, and it took me a while to get it back, actually. And I'd hate to see that happen to anybody else. Now, as long as I've been doing this stuff, that I learned that lesson the hard way. Now, as far as the strength of these, this cage, I can't complain about it. I'm not here to tell you how to build a cage, because there's a lot more qualified people that can tell you how to do that. But one of the big things I see in these guys that only run, once or twice a year, or maybe have never ran before, is I'll see a battery flopping around on the floor. And just use this car as the example. We got it in the back seat because it was a two-man derby. But I'll see guys trying to strap it down with seat belts and ratchet straps. I'm here to tell you, a battery flying against your leg, it don't feel good. And if it flies against your leg, it's not going to keep the car running, so you're not going to run very long. So we made a budget battery box out of an old desk drawer, an Army desk drawer. And it don't look like much, but it's strong. It's held down with 3/8 bolts in each corner to hold the box down. And we use 1/2 inch all thread that goes across here, and I have a hole down here that holds battery down. Use plenty of rubber, insulate everything, keeps vibrations out. This rubber came from a surplus store. It's an old mining belt is what it is. They're not too hard to come by around here because it's coal mine country. Anything like that's 3/8 thick. Works good for keeping vibrations out, getting stuff shorted out, and they help you run longer. The next thing that aggravates me is some of the gas tanks I see in these cars, whether it's a 4-cylinder or a stock V8. I've even seen some pretty shady stuff, and the guys who should know better. But this is not a gas tank. It never will be. It never should be. And quite frankly, if I was a tech man and somebody come through with a tank like that, they wouldn't be running. You can get a cheap tank. When I say cheap, kind of tongue-in-cheek. Wife, what did you buy this tank for me for? How much you pay for that?
Between $100 and $150.
$150. I looked at some online. They started about $75, $80. Summit, you can even buy a fuel cell if you want to step up to that level if you're going to run a lot. But one thing for sure, nobody wants a gasoline fire. I've seen some pretty scary stuff. Probably been involved with some pretty scary stuff. But the $150 for that gas tank is going to be a lot cheaper than 6 weeks in a burn unit. And you don't want to put your family through that. They don't want to see that. Fans don't want to see that. Whether you're running gasoline, alcohol, diesel fuel, grandpa special mix, whatever kind of fuel you're running, you don't want to have that because it's right behind you. And the other thing as far as gasoline is don't cheap out on your lines. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy braided lines. Yeah, if you're going to run a lot, sure, go get it. I run the racing style line, but you run once a year, at least go get the fuel injection line and double clamp everything. Ideally you'd run a steel line, with just rubber on the ends. But anything is better than that cheap stuff that you buy at AutoZone that usually you have to go back and cut it yourself because they're not too bright. But anything's better than that. You don't want to take chances on a cheap line, and if it's frayed up, if you got a piece from last year, just throw it out. It's not that expensive. Sell some scrap you took off the car and go buy you some new line. While we're talking about stuff getting hot, I want to share with you a little bit of personal experience I had last year. I believe it was at Roaring Knob. Well, I know it was at Roaring Knob. I think it was last year. Pre-ran car, didn't have much of front end left. Lost a tire right off the bat. So you're out there in the mud, got the thing hot, red hot. Well, took a direct radiator shot, which shouldn't even have a radiator in there to begin with. I won't start on that. And I got a bath. Now, I've done the math for you already. I run a 20-pound cap, and that water was coming out. It was boiling. So you can do the math yourself, and you're going to figure out that water was about 270 degrees. Well, I won't go on the track without a full face helmet. And usually, now I'm guilty of this, not doing it all the time, I'll have my fire suit jacket on. Well, I took a full-blown bath that night, and it did not feel good. It hurt. Well, just so happened I had my shield cracked because I got some mud on and I couldn't see very well. But having that fire suit jacket on probably saved me from some pretty severe injuries, because even though it still hurt, my chest was red. I got that hot water in my eyes, and I didn't flush all the antifreeze out from the winter, and that does not feel good in the eyes. That's another thing. But make sure you cover up. Every year I see some idiot, and I don't feel bad about saying that, wearing flip-flops and shorts and a tank top and getting in a derby car. Well, you don't value your life or your skin very much by doing that, and quite frankly, you probably don't think too much of if somebody would see you get hurt, because the last thing your kids or your mom wants to see is you get burnt. And if you need a long sleeve shirt that bad, come and see me if you're at one of the shows I'm at, because I always got stuff crammed behind the seat of my truck, right, wifey?
Yes.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't wear shorts in a derby car. Just, you can be cool after you get out. That's always been a thing of mine. And the last thing on that is another experience I had, which I don't think anybody ever ought to go through. It was pretty scary. It was scarier for everybody watching than it was for me because I wanted to stay in the car. I had a fuel fire a few years ago, Somerset County, PA Fair, and you can see I'm not exactly a small guy, but I do practice getting in and out of the car in a hurry if I'd have to. Well, that night, the fire started. It was raging pretty good. I had a return line pop off, get against the header, and it lit off. It was a car just like this one. It was a 80s metric GM Wagon. And I started to get out of the car, and let me see if I can find one. It had a door lock that I didn't cut off or bend down. There's one over there. And it caught on my pants. And I was stuck. I couldn't get out of that car. And that was pretty scary. The firefighters started to me, but real good buddy of mine that was really looking out for me and he was really paying attention, Devin Lance, he came out and actually pushed one of the firefighters out of the way and pulled me out of the car.
He did.
Or I don't know what would have happened, but I owe him a lot for that one. But anyhow, just don't let that happen. Yeah, normally I'll go out through the windshield, but that way was blocked. And that's the point of this is make sure you got a way to get out of that car. Don't be, I know the used to be the cool thing to do is they'd put this metal window nets on the side. But you know what? I don't care if I hurt your feelings or say it. That's about the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Because that's one less way out of that car if you got to get out in a hurry. I don't even want to think about what could happen to somebody. If you got a car up on your hood, if thing catches fire, where are you going to get? We don't even want to think about that. I don't care how long you've been derbying, how much you think you're fearless. Every one of us thinks about that. Thinks about getting burned up in a car. Nobody wants that. And make sure that seatbelt release works. Don't take it for granted. Check it every time you get in and out of the car. Make sure you get that seatbelt off. I don't have one on me now, but I usually always, it's just a paranoid thing that I've always done. I always have a knife in my pocket. And it's usually in this pocket, so something weird happens and it sticks, I'm cutting myself out of there. I'd recommend that to everybody. Make sure it's a folded knife, because don't run around like an idiot with a Stanley knife in your pocket, poking yourself in the leg. But it's just a few things I wanted that I felt that I needed to share, from experience. Maybe you've been running for longer than I had, but you never thought about these things. But I really put a lot of thought into it now that I've got kids and a wife and some responsibilities, and I have to go to work on Monday morning after a derby because it's not like when you're 19 years old, you don't care if you get hurt, you're invincible. But just thought I'd pass that on to anybody that maybe could use it. You can tell I'm not the most camera friendly kind of person, but I felt that I needed to be the one to tell you this, and hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you never have to use any of the escape tricks, but if you do, at least hopefully I helped you a little bit. I'll quit rambling on now. I think we're going to talk about where we're going and what we're taking here in a little bit.
Alright, so here is our schedule for the 2021 season. First one up is going to be the kids. June 12th at Roaring Knob, they're going to be doing their Power Wheels. Then it's going to be June 23rd or 24th. We don't know the day yet, but it's the Mineral County Fair.
I'm going to be running that hot rod right there.
But
The leftovers from the two-man extreme class. Got to do a little bit of cutting on it, but
That's if. It's not 100% yet, though, because they haven't officially announced it
all right.
that they're
So,
having a derby. They're having a fair, but we don't know if they're having a derby.
so Mineral County Fair, get your stuff together and put your schedule out for us. We're planning our whole summer around the fairs.
And then the next one would be the same thing. Allegheny County Fair. It would be July 24th. They're having a fair, most likely, because some things are scheduled I've seen, but we don't know if they're having a derby. So, this might be it, or that one might be it. For the Allegheny Fair, it might be the gray car, or it might be this car.
This is all you get.
Now, if there's not going to be a Mineral County or Allegheny County Fair, we were going to be doing the Upper Co. on July 24th, and that's got the two-man extreme that we will do. Next one is August 7th in Needmore, Pennsylvania, and not only is Joe running, but the kids are running that one too.
They're still looking to fill those classes up. That's I'll give you a little free promotion, Chaos in the Valley. That's who's putting that show on. We're gonna be running the Gut and Go full-size class. It's an easy build, and I believe it pays $1,200 to win. You should probably be more concerned with what second pays, but that's an old school build. Knock the windows. We don't knock the windows out of anything, but it's chained up, no welding, original drivetrain, no fancy protectors or any garbage like that, and go derby like we used to do it. And we'll probably be running the Cadillac there, unless something better pops up. But I like those metric cars for the stock shows. You don't feel so bad if they get junked. But that's about it for that one.
And then the next one, this is an official one that they're actually going to have a derby at a fair. Somerset County Fair, August 21st. And the kids will also be doing their Power Wheels on that one too. And the next one will be Upper Co, Maryland on October 9th. Dead Man Derby's doing that one. And then the final one for the year will be Buried Alive, October 29th through the 31st in Cumberland.
And you don't get to see that car till it shows up.
And the kids will also be doing their Power Wheels too. So that's our schedule for the year. So you're going to win any?
Better. We got too much money invested in this crap this year to not win something.
Alright, so that's our schedule for the year. So hopefully you like the video, like it, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
And
Thanks.
don't make fun of me.
Thanks, bye.